Far below the surface, where sunlight fractures into blue shadows, something is watching. It has no face we would recognize, no voice, no bones. Yet it is aware. It feels the shape of the world not from one place, but from many. It tastes with its skin. It touches before it sees. And in the silence of the ocean, it is thinking. Not instinct, not reflex, but something closer to curiosity. Down here, intelligence took a path entirely different from ours, and that path leads to a life as brilliant as it is tragically short. The ocean is not gentle. Currents tear like invisible rivers. Predators strike from every direction. There is nowhere to hide, except by becoming something else. Most animals survive here with armor, speed, or numbers. Shells, teeth, schools. But this creature chose none of those. No shell, no claws, no spine. Instead, it evolved something far riskier, a mind. Scientists believe this animal's ancestors abandoned protection millions of years ago. In exchange, they gained flexibility, soft bodies that could squeeze through cracks, arms that could explore the world inch by inch. But a soft body is fragile, so the brain had to compensate. What scientists still don't know is why intelligence evolved so fast and so far in an animal this vulnerable. In most ecosystems, intelligence comes with longevity, time to learn, time to adapt. Here, time is scarce. This animal does not think the way we do. In humans, thought is centralized. One brain, one command center, a single place where decisions are made and sent outward. But here, intelligence refuses to stay in one place. Instead of being gathered in the head, it is scattered, spread across the body, distributed like whispers traveling through water. More than half of this animal's neurons don't live in the head at all. They live somewhere unexpected. They live in the arms. Each arm is not just a tool, it is a sensor, a decision maker, a problem solver. An arm can taste, touch, and explore on its own. It can react to the environment without waiting for instructions. It can begin an action before the rest of the body is even aware. While the animal appears still, its arms are thinking. One arm investigates a crevice. Another tests the texture of stone. Another prepares to retreat. All at the same time. Scientists describe this intelligence less like a single mind and more like a network. 8 semi-independent processes, each gathering information, each making small decisions, all connected by something deeper. But this raises a disturbing question. When this animal makes a choice, when it decides to flee, to hunt, to hide, who is actually deciding? Is there a single consciousness watching from above? Or many smaller awarenesses, each acting on partial truth? Even now, scientists still don't fully understand where self begins in this body, or if it exists here at all. And the more we learn about this distributed mind, the more it challenges one of our most basic assumptions, that intelligence must come from one place. To survive without armor, this animal learned something far more dangerous. It learned how to disappear. In less than a heartbeat, its skin can transform. Color shifts across the body like flowing ink. Texture rises and falls, smooth becoming spiked, pale skin breaking into complex patterns. Stone becomes coral. Coral becomes shadow. This is not slow adaptation. It happens instantly, without hesitation. And this isn't simple camouflage. Beneath the skin, millions of tiny pigment cells, called chromatophores, open and close like living pixels. Each one is connected directly to the nervous system. When the environment changes, the response is immediate, faster than conscious thought. There is no time to decide. No moment of hesitation. The body reacts before the mind can question it. But here is where the mystery deepens. This animal doesn't just match what it sees, it matches what it touches. When its skin brushes against rock, sand, or coral, the texture changes locally, precisely where contact occurs. The body seems to understand the shape of the world through touch alone. Even more astonishing, the skin itself can sense light. Scattered throughout the body are light-sensitive cells, allowing it to detect brightness and shadow without using its eyes. In a very real sense, the body becomes an organ of perception. Scientists still don't know how much information is processed by the skin alone. Is the animal building a single picture of the world? Or is it experiencing millions of tiny sensations at once? Each arm, each patch of skin, each cell responding independently. What we've discovered so far hasn't answered these questions. It has only made them harder to ignore. The more we study this ability, the more it feels less like camouflage, and more like an entirely different way of experiencing reality. In a world where hesitation means death, intelligence must move quickly. This animal does not rely on instinct alone, it learns. In laboratories, it opens jars sealed by human hands. It navigates mazes designed to confuse it. It remembers solutions and improves them with time. But the true test of its intelligence happens far from glass tanks and controlled experiments. Out here, mistakes are fatal. In the wild, this animal memorizes the landscape. It learns which crevices offer escape, which paths lead to food, which shadows hide danger. It does not simply react. It anticipates. Sometimes it uses tools, objects not meant for feeding or defense, but repurposed for survival. Shells become shields, stones become barriers. The environment becomes something to manipulate, not just endure. And then there are the escapes. Time and again, individuals have been observed slipping through impossibly small openings, dismantling traps, even navigating unfamiliar spaces with deliberate precision. These are not accidents, they are solutions. Scientists describe behaviors that suggest planning, actions taken not for immediate reward, but for future advantage. And yet, the deeper this intelligence goes, the more uncomfortable the questions become. Does this animal understand cause and effect, or is it something closer to intention? Can it recognize individual humans? Does it remember past encounters? Some evidence suggests it can, which raises a troubling possibility. If an animal can learn, remember, and adapt this precisely, what does it experience when trapped? When confined? When escape is no longer possible? The more we uncover about this intelligence, the harder it becomes to see it as simple problem-solving, and the more it begins to resemble something else entirely, a mind navigating a world that offers very little mercy. For all of its intelligence, this animal is given very little time. While some creatures measure life in decades, this one measures it in seasons. Many species live only a few years, some only months. There is no long childhood here, no extended period of learning, no wisdom slowly gathered over time. Its mind awakens quickly, and then, just as quickly, the clock begins to run out. Growth is rapid, learning is immediate. Every experience matters, because there may not be another chance. And when the time comes to reproduce, the cost is absolute. After mating, males begin to decline. Their bodies weaken. Their focus fades. Females face a quieter fate. They retreat into dens, guarding their eggs with relentless devotion. They stop eating. They stop leaving. Slowly, they waste away, watching over new life they will never meet. Scientists call this strategy semilparity, a life designed to end after a single reproductive event. But why would evolution allow such intelligence to burn so briefly? Some researchers believe the short lifespan accelerates adaptation, allowing faster genetic change across generations. Others suggest the nervous system itself may be too demanding, pushing the body beyond its limits. No explanation fully satisfies the mystery. What remains is a contradiction, a mind capable of curiosity, memory, and problem-solving, trapped inside a body programmed for early death. There is no old age here, no time for reflection, no accumulation of experience, just brilliance, compressed into a fleeting moment. And when it ends, the ocean closes over the silence, as if that intelligence had never been there at all. When this animal enters a human space, something changes. The water is still, the boundaries are fixed. The world becomes smaller. At first it adapts. In aquariums and research tanks, it learns routines quickly. It recognizes feeding times. It notices patterns in human behavior. Some individuals even appear to distinguish between different caretakers. But intelligence in a confined space behaves differently. With nothing left to explore, attention turns inward. Arms manipulate objects again and again. Movements become repetitive. Curiosity has nowhere to go. In some cases, the animal stops eating. Scientists debate what this means. Is it stress? Boredom? A response to sensory deprivation? Or something closer to awareness of confinement? Unlike mammals, this mind evolved to explore constantly, to test, to touch, to adapt in real time. Remove that complexity, and the system begins to break down. There are recorded cases of individuals dismantling tank equipment, blocking drains, even attempting escape through openings barely large enough to pass an eye. These are not random acts. They suggest recognition of boundaries and an effort to move beyond them. This raises a question that science struggles to answer. If an animal can learn, remember, and adapt with such precision, what does captivity feel like to that mind? We know intelligent animals suffer more when confined, but this intelligence is alien. There are no facial expressions to read, no familiar signals, only behavior and the quiet sense that something is wrong. The more we study this animal in captivity, the more uncomfortable the question becomes. Are we observing intelligence or witnessing its frustration? In the end, this animal leaves no monuments behind, no cities, no tools passed from one generation to the next, no lasting record of its thoughts, only brief moments of brilliance, hidden among coral reefs, rocky crevices, and the silent darkness of the deep. It is one of the most intelligent minds on this planet, and one of the most temporary. Perhaps that is the point. That intelligence does not guarantee dominance. That awareness does not promise survival. That evolution can create something extraordinary and let it vanish just as quickly. Beneath the surface, countless lives unfold beyond our notice. Minds shaped by pressures we can barely imagine. Experiences formed in darkness, silence, and flow. We like to believe intelligence looks a certain way, that it follows familiar rules, that it leads somewhere permanent. But this animal suggests otherwise. It shows us a form of awareness that blooms briefly, burns brightly, and disappears without leaving a trace. And if such a mind can exist, so complex, so alien, so fragile, what else is thinking in the vast spaces we have yet to explore? The ocean still covers most of our world. Its depths remain largely unseen, its inhabitants barely understood. And somewhere in that darkness, intelligence may still be watching, living entire lives we will never witness. Not waiting to be found, just existing.